What's up, guys? We're back. If this is your first time, welcome. To all of my adoring fans out there, welcome back. So my nabal was looking like it was doing really good, and I decided to go ahead and take off my shade cloth just because all of my other varieties, well, not all of my other varieties, but a lot of them seem to be doing pretty good even though we had this excessive heat. But I checked it today, and what I noticed is on the leaves it looks like they're starting to get a little like sunburn, so I think it's time to put the shade cloth back on. If you can see this leaf right here, you can see how it's has like dark spots on there, which to me looks like sunburn. I had shade cloth on here for a period of time, especially when we got up to like 107, 106 in the low hundreds. But since it looked like it was still doing okay, I decided to take the shade cloth off. But today I'm just going to head and put it back on. So I'm going to try to put the shade cloth more centered this time versus kind of like angled. So I have one of these little plastic bottles that I'm going to use to protect the shade cloth from getting punctured through the wood here. So let's see how that works. Okay, I guess good enough for now. Let's see how it goes. So this was the shade cloth that I was using for my Kona. And if you watch my video on protecting young avocado trees, I call this my quick deploy, which has these like metal D-rings on there. Well, some animal, some UFO, I don't know, squirrel, gopher, decided to kind of chomp on this. So we're doing something different, I guess, for now. So a little makeshift umbrella for my Kona, whatever that animal was that ate away at my shade cloth. But I also decided to do something like this because I had to kind of mow around this area, and having my shade cloth drag all the way down to the bottom there was kind of making it tough to kind of mow around it. So I had to kind of take it off. But essentially what I did was I got lots of bamboo. I did a cross with the bamboo and then put the shade cloth over it. Kind of ghetto, but hey, it works, especially in a pinch. So I turned my water down a little bit because the temperatures were getting down to like the low 90s, and this is my lamb has. Sorry about the background noise. We got some chainsaw action in the back there, but the lamb house is starting to kind of, especially the new shoots are starting to wilt a little bit, so I think I got to turn it up just a little bit more to add a little extra water. I figure I didn't want to drown my avocados, that's why I kind of turned it down just a little bit, but your trees will tell you what it needs. So looks like right on time. My sprinklers kind of just turned on here. So I'm going to spray it down, and the water is running right now, so something to note, I took my shade cloth off, but I think that if I would have had my shade cloth on here still with my water at a lower amount, this thing would not be wilting right now. So with that said, I think everything's kind of a balancing act, right? So if you got more shade, then you need less water. If you got more sunlight and no shade, you should apply a little more water. plus my lamb has is really young. I mean, I bought it in a 5-gallon, so it really is working to establish itself, and it's growing well. But you know, I think once established, it's going to be a lot better to handle the heat and kind of take care of itself. So this is my surprise, and I have like a 30% shade cloth over it, if you can see that. So from my experience, my surprise has been a lot more delicate, and especially like the new shoots that are coming out, like right there. I'm in the shade cloth right now, but all of that normally with the water level kind of turned down to what I have right now would be wilting, but with the shade cloth I think it's helping. So that's kind of the lesson here, I guess. You know, about 25 minutes later, it's already pricked up. You got to stay hydrated. You got to also make sure your avocados are hydrated. So that extra water definitely helped, and well, it's not extra water, it was my normal watering schedule, but I did spray it down a little bit with my hand sprayer. I'm probably going to turn the water up just a little bit, unless I put a shade cloth over this, which I don't know, I'm still debating. It's just, I'd like for it to get established without shade cloth. That way, you know, you don't have to worry about really putting it up and taking it down. So if it gets established without, that's even better. So trying to keep this guy going without for now. So this is my reed avocado, and I want to kind of show you why I decided to put shade cloth on this one versus my second reed. And it's mainly because I have like a lot more, or I guess a lot more exposed branches, because this one is a little bit more lanky, it seems like, and also like the leaf coverage is not that good. So we're just trying to promote all of these little shoots to kind of come up. You can see that, and hopefully really fill in and protect the branches. I whitewashed this, of course, to kind of help out. And I noticed that on one of those days where it got really hot, some of the new shoots were really wilting. So decided to add the shade cloth. This one is a 30% shade cloth, and I've left it on hoping that it's going to help this one a little bit more compared to my other one. And my other one is not under shade cloth, but it seems to be doing much better. This is my Zutano. It seems to be handling the heat pretty well. I didn't really see any of the new shoots that are younger, like these guys, kind of wilting or anything like that. I'm going to turn the water level back up anyways, so it's going to help out for all. Just another example, I guess. Here's my Forte. These little shoots that are coming up seems to be doing well, even though I don't have a shade cloth over it. I did at one point. I took the shade cloth down and I left it off, and it seems to be doing just fine. So I don't know, I just, for some reason, that lamb has, maybe it just needs to get more established, but the different varieties kind of all act a little differently, even though I'm giving them roughly the same amount of water. And some of these are in worse spots. I mean, worse as in more direct sunlight. Like this Forte is kind of like getting super heated up right now because the sun's out. and whereas my lamb has, you know, certain points of the day there's a pretty good coverage. So hopefully you guys are staying cool. Make sure you double check your watering as always, and Hopefully I can do a video once a week to kind of show you some of the things that I'm doing. So if you made it this far, consider subscribing to the channel and joining the team. We're going to be trying to grow this mini orchard together and definitely engineer some stuff along the way. Contribute to the knowledge base, and let's do this together. Thanks, and we'll talk later. See ya. Bye.